Do it like this.
Like what's like
What's the name?
Randy
Shooby
Newman, right?
dooby, shooby dooby. I see sky. We're back, baby. It's the charity strap. Hit your free throws because they're free. Josh Fisher, Alexander, toss with a rock to Sablos. DJ Nick and Snacks Grata.
That's not bad.
It kind of turned into a little southern there.
It got a little southern. I feel
Got
like
a little,
I feel like if I go too long in an accent, even and no matter what accent I do, it'll always kick.
turned
southern.
into a little foghorn leghorn.
Absolutely.
I say.
Foghorn Leghorn. What a ridiculous name. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't put my feet up there. What a ridiculous name.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know. It's a new table, though. I was putting my feet up there because my lower back has been a little stiff lately.
Yeah.
That's why
A little
Josh
stiffy.
sits in this chair.
Got a little
It's a
stiffy.
special chair for me.
He's got back problems.
I got a back problem, yeah. Speaking
You know who has back problems right now?
Who?
Back injury, actually.
Who?
Mike White.
My
No,
quad?
rib. He's got a rib injury.
It's a rib injury. Not a
Duh,
back
my ribs hurt too.
What did, okay, so that
yeah.
that Jets loss against the Lions,
Well, what was the craziest loss
which
of the weekend?
The Patriots for sure.
yeah. Okay, let's talk
the
about the
ones
AFC.
Okay, let's talk, you could talk about what you want to go first.
No,
and then we'll
I
go
just
into
want to say that we had a little chat, a group text with our buddy Adam Lazar White.
But we three were in agreement.
I agree, and I felt like he was in disagreement with
What was
us.
the point?
He's a New York homer. He's like trying to like finagle us into thinking like that the Jets are going to be a problem. Look,
But that the Jets are going to be better with Zach Wilson than they are with Mike White.
that was the most impressed I've ever been with Zach Wilson.
But he did have a couple of like boneheaded throws that he made.
boneheaded throws. Boneheaded throws. Look, no Brees Hall, no offensive line. Like this team in offense is still a bit incomplete. But like Garrett Wilson had to make a couple big plays.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the difference in this game between these two teams was that Dan Campbell and his guys are incredibly in sync right now. The offensive line play was great
They're on
by the
fire.
Lions. The special teams
Yeah, Cleef Raymond.
had that touchdown return. It was all it was
Yeah.
off of great field position where they
Oh my
backed
God,
Zach
yeah.
Wilson into a corner. I thought they executed really, really well. And then that play, the tight end like screen, where he took it to the house at the end of the game.
There was
It was a good
one
play
play
call.
they got
Yeah,
they got
really
away
good play
with. Okuda got away with a big PI. I thought at one point that could have been flipped the other
Oh, he
way.
crushed that guy.
I mean, he gets a little handsy.
Look, we're not surprised, though, that the Lions won that game. And that's
No.
a game that they needed to win. It's a game that, well, they need to win every game. But you can't drop a game to a team that you're a pick 'em with or that you're favored if you're trying to make a run here.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be favored against the Packers the last week of the season, but they're probably going to be favored against the Panthers. They're probably going to be favored against the Bears. So they have a legit chance at actually making the playoffs here, which I think we all want to see, correct?
The Lions.
Hell yeah.
Look, at this point, I'm out on the Thurs. I want the Lions to go in and beat them. The Bears, their Fields has made so many incredible plays.
He would have had another incredible touchdown run if he hadn't have barely
That would have
stepped
been
out.
the play of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, play of the
Sick run.
sorry, the play of the week. Play of the week.
I think there's a bigger play this week.
Couple.
No, that would have been the best play of the week. The biggest play of the week. I mean, okay, you want to we all want to dance around
No, wait.
it. We're
Can I
talking-
just before we
Yeah.
talk about the Pats and before we move on, I brought up Mike White because I wanted to say I actually felt like he will once he comes back healthy, he's going to be their starting quarterback.
He's better than Zach Wilson.
The way he was like poised, talking to guys on the sideline, I was like, oh, that's their guy.
Yeah.
This is their back.
The locker room,
now.
There's a better reception for him.
Yes.
For sure.
They respond to him way better.
Wilson is just.
So what do they do with him at this point?
I mean, dude, he's so frenetic, and I think it's worse now that they like this guy better than him.
We knew, and in a place where
He's trying to
the
do-
fans are incredibly fickle in New York, we know that, and they'll eat you alive if they're not getting what they want from you.
Big time Luke Fickle.
I think that's I think that's the Giants, dude. I think it's different.
We talked a lot.
New York is New York.
When Zach Wilson was
No,
drafted,
I
we
think it's
mentioned
different.
it. No, because
Because we grouped it together. To me, like the New York Jets fanhood is so disheveled and so beaten down.
They're like the Mets.
Sure. Like, and even more, at least the Mets have made it to the finals.
They made it to the
Like,
AFC Championship in the last 12 years.
Yeah, but like, you know, they've
10
outside
years.
of those 2 years, they've done nothing. And the Giants have like won twice. They've won twice, and they beat what people thought was the greatest team of all time. Turned out it wasn't. Like, they beat them twice. And the Giants, like, again, are like, yeah, they have a new head coach who's as exciting, if not more exciting, than Robert Saleh. And their injury woes and their, like, personnel is just as janky as the Jets on offense. Yet, like, I think the Giants fans have more of a reason at times to be disgruntled because they had Eli Manning, who's a Hall of Fame quarterback. The Jets fans have had Sanchez, Darnold, who was basically thrown to the wolves, Fitzmagic, who, like, great,
Geno.
but, like, Geno, like, yeah, it's like flops it. Like, it's been a mosh podge of guys that have come in and out. Like, and Sanchez was Sanchez, Geno, Darnold. They're on their fourth guy of the guy that was supposed to be the guy since they've made that run.
Okay, so this is my thing, because both these teams now are in the playoff hunt. The Giants are currently in the playoffs. We like these head coaches. I think that Mike White is their guy, and it seems like the guys in the locker room are rallying behind him. So what do you do with Wilson? Do you keep him around for competition or
No,
do you trade him?
I think you trade him. Because I don't know how much higher his value is going to get. He played a good game. He threw for 300 yards. I mean, he's got athleticism.
Right, the raw talent is still there.
I
What
think
you
the
can do in
right
pocket.
system, he could flourish. I don't know if he's going to be like a top 10 quarterback ever, but what if they put him in a system where it's really RPO heavy or it's really quarterback run heavy, right?
Well, here's the thing with that is he's too small to take hits consistently like that.
Kyler?
Yeah, I don't want Kyler touched.
So what if they ship him over to Arizona next season and a placeholder for Kyler so he can run that offense, and then when Kyler gets healthy, they reevaluate.
My thought
that
is
call.
I'm not blaming it on LaFleur. Like, I'm sure he runs it looks like he runs a good offense. Like, when Mike White's in, the offense works. Like, guys get open. Guys, like, he ran a couple really nice plays to the tight end this weekend that got them open, that got them in the right places to score touchdowns. Like,
that throw across his body to Uzoma was a really high level throw.
He made some nice throws, but he made some young quarterback throws. I also think in Zach Wilson's defense, he should not have started last year. Why was he starting last year? Why was he the guy last year? Like, why was he thrown into the mix? Like,
Should have been Flacco, you think?
yeah, like Mahomes, Rodgers, like, guys hold the clipboard. Get
Lance.
acclimated. What? Lance. Like, it goes to show. I mean, he hasn't even played yet, really. Love. Like,
No, but year one, he held the clipboard. He came in a couple of times when they were up big on
this
teams.
is like Love's third year.
It might be his fourth.
No, I think it's
Third.
second or third.
Yeah, he's held the clipboard for a minute though. Guys hold the clipboard, and like, it honestly pays dividends. Like, I'm sure it even helped Geno Smith to hold the clipboard a little bit in Seattle. Like, if you could stick around a little bit longer and hang out and be the backup, and then like kind of get accustomed to things, and then see how things are being run there, and then you come in and take over. Like, Mike White has less pressure. I mean, Zach Wilson has all the pressure in the world. The Jets, once again, and it was not necessarily their fault. I guess it was because they hired Gase as a coach. They mishandled Darnold, I felt, who's maybe not unbelievable, like many people thought he could be. And then I think they've mishandled Wilson. But I think Mike White is more than a backup. Less of a star, obviously, and like a top 15 guy.
Yeah, we need to see more from him too. It's
I think he, to me, is still the more viable option if he comes back healthy for the Jets.
Okay.
I think we've spent entirely way too much time talking about the Jets.
They're tied in
I
the
think they're
division with
important,
another
though.
team who had the worst play in football history.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it the worst play in football history?
it just was so nonsensical. Like, I don't understand what he was thinking and what you're going with. Also, like, and we spoke about this on another show.
Way
like,
worse than the Miami Miracle, I think.
What?
Because
Yeah, I mean, that
at
was
least like Kenyon Drake made a play.
Yeah, I mean, this was just, he looked back and his mentality was Mac Jones. And the thing is this, no one was even behind Mac Jones.
Right.
Right.
He just threw to.
The last remaining guy back there. He should have taken the hit, gone out of bounds, done something.
Well, there's 2 black jerseys over there too. So
killed the play. Like, you're just not thinking clearly. You're in the heat of the moment, and you make a horrible like season killing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you would have been 8-6.
you guys are bumped out of the playoff picture now, and you don't control your own destiny.
No,
you need people to lose, and that's never a good scenario when there's 3 games left.
Y'all were behind the Dolphins, who they've lost 3 in a row, but like they played a tight one against the Bills. Like they played a tight-ish one against y'all.
Your last 3 games to close out the season are tough.
Bengals,
Dolphins, Bills.
I'm not confident you guys are making the playoffs, unfortunately.
Confident? 0. What? We're playing the Bengals, who might win the AFC. The Bills, who might win the AFC. The Dolphins, like if the Dolphins won or at least made the AFC Championship,
You wouldn't be
game,
shocked.
You wouldn't be shocked? There we go.
People were talking about Tua being the MVP.
He won't be, but
Yeah.
sure.
Really respectable showing for them in the cold weather in Buffalo. The game went down to the wire.
I mean, they better get used to it. This is the playoffs you're about to head to. Like, let's not baby these guys.
Playoffs that you're
Miami.
headed to, and every single team that you're potentially facing is going to have a cold weather game.
KC, ice, Cincy, freezing.
Tennessee's going to be cold.
Buffalo, yeah, sure, why not? Like they're all cold over
Unless
there.
they get caught
True.
I think,
by the team down south.
Right. They better hope for some Florida magic.
dude,
Yeah.
that Titans offense has no pop. It's like watching like a pitching duel every time.
I mean,
they're in this game.
who's the rookie tight end that they have? Okonkwo.
Yeah.
They threw him in the backfield. He took a carry. That's how desperate they are.
I mean, we've seen some of that go down recently.
I know, but like,
I mean, their receivers are beaten up. You know, I mean, they've got Robert Woods, but like he's a shell of himself.
We knew that though.
They haven't been able to get Traylon Burks healthy on the
Burks has
field. I
been-
mean, he's played a couple games and he's made an impact, but he's never healthy. Derrick Henry's the only guy toting the rock. I mean, Hilliard's been hurt. Tannehill's not a good quarterback.
he has also been banged up.
Yeah, that too. When Malik gets in there, it looks like he has no clue what he's doing. Like, they have no identity on offense.
They're just incredibly fortunate to have a good head coach and a stout defensive front.
Yeah.
Right.
But like they also have injuries in the defensive backfield.
But
Left,
like
right,
every
center.
team, like every wild card team at least, 5, 6, and 7, are praying that they get the 5 seed so they can play whoever wins that division. Because if you get the 6 seed, then you're going to play against, I think,
you'll play them against
the
Buffalo.
Bengals. The Bengals.
Yeah,
Buffalo
but they
gets
play each
right now.
other.
Right now, Buffalo gets a bye.
Yes, but they play each other.
Okay, but let's say right now.
As of right now.
Buffalo gets a bye. If you're the 6th seed, then you play against Cincinnati in Cincinnati. It's gonna be a cold game. If you're the 7th seed, you go to Arrowhead. I mean, like, come on.
Pick your
like,
poison with those 3 teams, though.
Yeah,
you
but
need to get like.
no,
Which
I
of
know,
those
I know
three
pick your
teams-
poison. I'm saying you're praying you get the 5 seed so you can play against Tennessee or Jacksonville.
Right. Which of those 3 teams right now
Do I wanna
are you
play?
most scared of?
Oh my god.
The Bengals.
Probably
Or the better question is, who are you least scared of? And I
Bills.
think it might be the Bills.
for sure.
I'm probably least scared of the Bills. They've shown to be pretty vulnerable within the last few weeks. They had a really close game against the Lions, played another close game against the Dolphins, as we just said. I think the Bills. KC, okay, look, as a Chargers fan, we play them close all the time. We've beat them last year. They beat us twice this year, but they're both close games. I think they're a beautiful team because we see them so often. The Bengals, though, are very unpredictable because they can run away with it, but they could also come back. We talked about it on another show.
Right.
You give Joe Burrow an inch, he'll take a mile. You know, like he's that guy who doesn't matter how many points you're down by.
Yeah.
He can come back with all the receivers that he has.
Right. But with, I agree, like you can play a KC in a close game, but if they get the ball at the end, like they're going to win.
It doesn't. Yeah, I have more faith in Kansas City getting it done than Buffalo. No question.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I think Buffalo, they play Cincinnati in Cincinnati, and I think that's going to be a very telling game. I think the Bengals are going to beat them.
It will be a
The Bengals
telling
are gonna
game.
beat
I mean,
them.
but they can't.
And the Chiefs have a straight shot. They have a straight shot for the AFC champ.
But Buffalo, they cannot jack around because the Dolphins they're there. They're right. I mean, they have the tiebreak.
No, they
now.
just killed them. I think they just killed them last. They could but they just killed it last week. They won't.
I mean, they're not locked in though for the number 1 seed. Like
They're not
it's-
locked in for the number 1
yeah,
seed.
it's
but
going to
they-
be KC or Buffalo.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, because they're 3 games out. Yeah.
Yeah. So the
We still got a lot of football left.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Ravens are still like.
Things really can get shaken up here, especially in your division, the NFC East. I mean, I know that we've got the Eagles who are pretty much runaways with it, but as it stands right now, every single team in that division is a playoff team.
Yes, but the Commanders,
They're hanging on by a thread.
They got to put some wins together here.
And knocking on the door are our Lions.
Right.
And our Seahawks. I think our Seahawks are the Water Falcons. Sorry. Pardon.
Well, how do we feel about them now, though?
Yeah, I mean, well, look, they took a tough loss against San Francisco. San Francisco, right now, they're a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
I think the Water Falcons. I think the clock is struck 12.
They're leaving the dance empty-handed.
Yeah. Look, we love Geno. We love a good comeback story. Look, you know why? On our earlier show, we asked each other what was the best story so far of the year. You went Eagles and Jalen Hurts, a guy like the spike going on. We love. Great competitor. You went Purdy. I was like, all right, I'll let you have Purdy. I'll go lie. No one's mentioning Geno because I think subconsciously
They know that it's not going to, at the end of the story, it's not going to have the fairy
three more
tale
games.
ending.
3 more games to prove it. You know?
He lights it up for 3 more games.
It's like the last 30 minutes at the bar, right? It's like, all right, we're closing in 30 more minutes. It's 1:30. Better rip a couple more shots at the bar. Let's see who's out there on the dance floor, and let's make it happen.
That's where he's at right now.
But
Exactly.
you could end up empty-handed, and then by the time you get home, those 3 shots hit you heavy, and
True.
then you are reeling and dealing it all
True.
on your way to the toilet.
Oh, 100%.
McDonald's spins,
Yep.
eyes closed, like
Then you're
Yeah.
on the couch, eyes closed, McDonald's knocking on the door, your Uber Eats driver.
Or you could be waking
and
up the
you're
next,
asleep.
or you can be waking up the next day next to your wife. Never know.
true.
could be.
It's true.
Could be.
I think I'm more in the spins, eyes closed.
I'm just a hopeless romantic here.
I
about-
love Geno. But look now the Seahawks they have the Broncos pick.
Yes.
Broncos country is rad. They have, which is like a top 5 pick still.
Yeah, so they don't necessarily have to be bad. They can still get a good pick.
No, they don't have
There's
to be bad.
there's teams like the Texans, right, they're putting together some competitive games against the Chiefs and the Cowboys. You're thinking to yourself, just lock up the 1 pick already.
but
I like that promise. It's like, oh, our guys are actually not half bad, and we're going to get the first overall pick.
Oh, their offensive line is solid. They have a good running back for next year. They have decent wide receiver 3s in the team. They have some cornerback play. That's nice. The Seahawks, like, they are all of a sudden in a position where they're like, look, like, remember like when y'all took Herbert and we were like, now you have a window,
Right.
because he's legit. What if they're sitting there and they had this probably not the first, the second or third pick, and they have their Bryce Young, Stroud, or Levis, like one of the, and they really like one of these guys, like you're gonna have to take them and throw the money around. Like
The thing is, I'm with you. The mentality is a little different because Pete Carroll's their head coach. Clock is ticking on his
He's
career.
70 years old.
Yeah, he's in his 70s. I don't know how much longer he's gonna be coaching football. He's gonna want to stay competitive as long as he can. It's not.
Yeah,
He's
but
never
it's like-
gonna be just okay. This is a reset year.
He killed it with Russ in his second year. They won the Super Bowl. Russ'
second
second
year,
year.
yeah.
So
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, they're never gonna be a team that's like, you know what, we're gonna wait. We're gonna sit this one out.
Who retires
don't-
first? Pete or Bill?
I mean, who are we talking with? Like EW saying that Bill should retire?
I mean,
He's dying on the field.
Yeah, I think Pete retires first.
Bill Belichick, they're going to have to peel him off the field.
I think
Like, come
Pete.
on, bro.
I think Pete goes into like commentary or something for like
He
a couple of
wants.
years because
Or he
he's more
retires.
personable. You know, I think he's more likable as well. Bill's is literally gonna die on the field, like you said.
he'll Popovich this thing.
Yeah.
Greg's still doing it. And this is a bad Spurs team.
Well, I think this is for different circumstances. Pop's life. You know, because of he lost his wife. I think that
Yeah.
definitely basketball is like a great probably.
Okay,
I would
but
imagine.
okay.
you know?
Do you think it's more likely? How about this scenario? You think it's more likely that Bill retires or that he coaches a different team to end his career?
Retires. He's king of his. He's practically like
Is he?
king of his own castle. Yeah.
He and Kraft are not necessarily buddy
I don't know
anymore.
that. How can they not be? He won them. He won them 6 Super Bowls.
That was then. He and Brady broke up.
I mean, Howard's Kraft.
He's also pretty old.
Yeah. Can still get it up apparently. The massage parlors. The thing
You think he would retire over? I mean, look, it's not like Bill hasn't coached at other places before.
Not successfully.
Well, he's not coaching successfully right now with his current team.
I think this defense is great. It's a really good defense.
Yes.
And that's what I think that this team.
But it's you do have to, like, defense wins championships. But when you're playing in the NFL, like, you can't just not do anything on offense. You have to do something. You have to at least have, if you're the Titans, Derrick Henry, who can run the football really well.
Running back's good.
Yeah. But things still aren't working out. Like,
we literally threw that game away. Like,
literally thrown away.
The Vikings loss was close on Thanksgiving. We pushed them to the brink. The outside of the Bears loss, like, we don't have really, like, that was like a really bad loss. You know what I'm saying? That was a disaster.
It's one of the worst offenses in football.
It's not great, but our receivers are bad. Like, he's got to make some changes for sure. He's got to spruce up the offensive line. He's got to get some depth there. Like, we need some receiving help for sure. But I have such faith in this defense. Uche's been incredible. Judon's been incredible. Like,
yeah, he's top 4 in sacks.
I think both guys are well into the double digits at this point. Like,
sure.
The Joneses, all of them that we have in the defensive backfield.
Yeah.
Doug are like he's drafted well on the defensive side of the football. So I continue to have faith in him and his ability to make the right picks there. And he just needs to go out and get the right receivers.
They're just so boring to watch.
I mean, I've only watched 2 games, but like. They have been horrible. It's horrible football. I mean, like, at least, like, if you guys lose, at least it's exciting. If you lose, like, that was like it was just as bad it's just as crazy of a loss. The way you guys hit Noah Brown right in the hands, and it popped up, and the guy returned it for a pick 6 walk-off touchdown in overtime.
Well, you also think that game is going to end when Trevor Lawrence runs the ball, then fumbles it with like under 2 minutes left. And then the Cowboys, I think, have an 11-second or like a 14-second drive because Jacksonville maintained their timeouts. And then the Cowboys throw the ball.
I don't mind to throw the ball, but why?
Like, as a deep ball.
No, you don't need to throw a 40-yard pass upfield.
Why are you taking? That's what you're taking.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves is when it's like 4th and 1, or like even if it's like a clock eating play where you need a first down, and they throw like a 40-yard pass or like a 30-yard like go route. It's like, why do you want to do a one-on-one on the sideline when you can draw something up clever that gets you 7 yards, that gets you 10 yards?
Like the Lions play.
That's all you need.
Like the Lions play to beat the Jets.
How about
Penei Sewell?
Yes.
No, the tight end.
That one. Yeah.
The tight end.
That's back-to-back good weeks of good play calling for them.
Or like the Giants and Dable. Like, Daniel Jones had, I think, 3 conversions on 3rd and 4th down where he hit Richie James just past the sticks. Get past the sticks, plant, catch it.
You have Dalton Schultz. You have CeeDee Lamb. Like, you have a bevy of weapons.
And Noah Brown's your deep ball guy. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Some of this goes to Noah Brown's our deep ball guy, but who's our number 2 wide receiver? And where's he been the entire year?
He was nowhere to be found.
I know he was coming back from an injury, but we paid this guy a lot.
Yep.
It's not working.
That's not his fault. He should not have been paid that. It was a bad deal.
Good deal for him.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be the Ravens, Chargers, and Dolphins as the wild card teams.
Are we so sure that
the Ravens stick it out?
If Lamar doesn't come back, and knock on wood, if you're a Ravens fan, you need him to come back.
One more win. I think they could.
Oh, they looked bad.
They did.
Against the Browns.
I mean, they're running out of nonsense at quarterback. They have nonsense.
No, but I mean, like Nick's talking about Zach Wilson, like he's a scheme fit to be Kyler Murray's backup. Huntley is a scheme fit to be Lamar Jackson's backup.
But he's not Lamar.
Dude, he blurs.
There's only one Lamar, though. That's the issue. There's only one Lamar. When you have an offense like that's like geared towards Lamar,
I know.
You're having someone basically being Lamar at 50%.
We're talking about last year. Huntley played 1 game against the Packers, and everybody's like, this guy should be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And like,
I said no.
Okay.
I remember that.
I'm just saying, like, it's not like any of these backup quarterbacks can't come in and win a game. Cooper Rush, look what he did with the Cowboys. Like, he's a backup.
But it depends who you play. Like, this Cleveland team is not bad.
They have a good defense.
Good defense. Like, their offense is getting better. Like, it's
relatively well coached, I would say.
Yeah.
But still, like,
where was the game?
Look, it was in the dog pound.
Yeah.
But the Ravens better take care of business, because there's some teams that are knocking on the door. My 1% chance.
That's the Lightning Bolts.
The Raiders
sniffing their ass.
Who's my 1% chance team, Nick?
The Steelers. They're not going to make it.
They're 6-8.
They're 6-8.
They're 6-8, but they need a lot to happen. First of all, they need to win out.
Yes.
I'm just hoping they win out. If he wins out, like,
And they go over 500 again.
that'd be the
Right,
craziest thing of all
right.
time.
They got to win out. Jets need to lose games. Pats need to lose games. Chargers need to lose games.
The Pats have the Bengals up next.
Dolphins need to lose
No,
games.
I'm saying forget the Chargers. I don't want y'all to lose. I want you to make the playoffs.
Thank you.
You deserve to get there. Your team is good enough to be in the playoffs and should be. I want to watch that team in the playoffs. But if the Ravens don't get Lamar back,
Yeah, no one wants to see that team in the playoffs.
no. And if the Steelers, who play the Ravens, they also play the Browns, both winnable games for them if Lamar's not playing.
Did they beat the? They didn't beat the Steelers. Didn't beat the Ravens this year, did they?
Did they? I don't know. But
They
all
beat
I
the
know,
Bengals.
all I know about that football team is that, God, Mike Tomlin's such a good coach.
Also, T.J. Watt, having him in there is
He's
like,
incredible.
is a huge game changer.
Najee Harris is looking like himself again. He's looked great.
Their
through the
offense line
past-
sucks.
Yeah, and he's making it happen. I mean,
I watched one game this year where like he touched the ball, 3 guys on him.
but now they got Warren in there. I like it when teams use a split back system and things they can mix
Good
it
eye
up.
breather.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But y'all need a guy between the tackles.
We do.
You really do.
Can't just be Eckler.
It can't be.
Bijan. Come
Josh
on.
Kelly actually had a touchdown run, which is nice.
Yeah, no, and they played a good game. I think they committed to the run a lot more this game.
Yeah.
They said they would, the Chargers, and they ran the ball pretty effectively. It was just their scheme this season and the last few seasons with Eckler, it's just not designed for a big back to go in there and just maul. Like there's no Derrick Henry style games.
Yeah.
Like it's all outside passes. It's all get Keenan on the ball, Palmer, Mike Will, dump it off to Eckler. Like it's just that's the way. And when you have a guy like Herbert, like why take the ball out of his hands?
Your run game out. Eckler as a runner inside the 10 is great,
Right.
but like your run game, but like between the 30 and
There's
30
nothing.
is non-existent.
I just,
Right.
yeah. We got Herbert and he's so good. I just feel like y'all should be putting up
Better
like
numbers.
27
'cause you
points
know
per
you-
game
'cause-
every year with him.
Because what
It's a
don't
bad
you
coach.
have? But what
Offensive line.
no, but like what don't you have because the run game's not there?
The play action game.
You know the play action game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot
It matters, bro. Like
No,
that's
no. It matters. It matters. A lot of it also those protection as well. Like we've had a lot of bumps and bruises on the O-line, but I've been saying this since week 2. Fire Joe Lombardi, the offensive coordinator, the play caller. He's done a terrible job this season calling plays, despite the record of what the Chargers are doing. And even if they make the playoffs, fire him because I don't think they're going to go all the way. And I honestly, look, I want them to make the playoffs, but that just gives Staley another opportunity to stick around. There's a guy,
Well-
I think it's true that Sean Payton wants to coach the Chargers. If that guy wants to coach the Chargers, you let him coach the Chargers.
And if that guy wants
Saints
to,
should bring him back.
if that guy wants to coach the Chargers, you make it happen. I think it's more important, I would say, for Justin Herbert, your franchise QB, a potential like legacy type QB with his skill set, to get a year in the playoffs. He's got to get there. He's got to get that experience of playing in that game.
Yeah,
He hasn't been there.
been there yet.
Like that's more important than
Is this third season? I mean,
it's more important than Staley having to coach one more year.
I'm
for
not
y'all,
even
if
worried
that's
about.
the
I'm worried
case.
about as it stands right now. You guys are the 7th seed.
yep.
So you
No,
got
6. We're 6 now.
6
Because we're ahead of the Dolphins.
cool. So you guys would see.
We would see Cincinnati right now as it stands.
Okay, go dance.
But only a game behind the Ravens that we just mentioned.
Ooh, what a duel that would be, though.
You're
That would be
gonna-
a lot of fun.
You might
because-
luck out, dude. I'm curious to see. I want Herbert versus Allen. I want that to be a thing. I'm look up Mahomes and Burrow do their thing.
be better.
Yeah,
Be at the top of the charts.
I want Mahomes versus. I want Allen versus.
What's your
Herbert.
QB ranking 1 through 5 right now?
in the league?
Yeah,
The guys I want:
yeah, as your QB.
Mahomes. Honestly, Mahomes, Burrow. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Hurts.
Who are you? Who's the toss up here?
No, it's
Herbert's
Herbert's
in
5. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not
You're
forgetting.
not missing anyone?
Anybody? Like not Dak.
No.
No.
No, not Lawrence yet.
No, but he's sneaking his way
He's
up.
sneaking his way up
That
for show.
2021 QB
Hey,
power rankings for
Purdy.
me is getting really difficult.
Purdy's been playing really well.
Yeah, I mean,
Fields.
Fields is awesome,
Fields is awesome
but
to
Lawrence
watch.
is also pretty awesome.
I think Dak is.
Lawrence is making Zay Jones look like a top 10 receiver in the league.
Yeah, Rodgers, no. Brady, no. Like, Stafford, obviously not. Like, Kyler, no. Lamar, no. Like, I'm going down the list. Like,
Cousins, no.
no. Like, honestly, like, no.
Derek Carr.
You're going to say Goff?
Goff is like,
Is that what you're going to say?
Goff
No.
is climbing.
No.
He's climbing.
You
Goff is a starting QB in this league.
Yeah, he is.
for sure.
everything in the
yeah,
league right
yeah,
now.
but he's not. You're not taking Goff over Lamar.
No.
I think the
way.
the top 5 it's pretty easy. It's Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Burrow, and Herbert. That's the 5.
I think Burrow's number 2, but sure.
Yeah, I do too.
Sure.
And I would probably
Put Dak 6th.
no.
Trevor 6th.
I don't know. I don't,
Tom.
up for debate. Like it doesn't matter. It's a different tier.
Such-
You know, like it's
totally different.
Brock Purdy.
It should be Lamar, but he's too hurt, man.
yeah.
He's too hurt. Guys hurt all the time.
Daniel Jones.
On that note, fans out there, drag both feet in bounds, full count, swing them, and hit your free throws. Why, guys?
Because they are free.
Frizzle, we out you. We love ya.